All right. Hello. Hi, friends. I'm Scott. No one ever sends me any money. Bitcoin. I can do Bitcoin. I have 1 Bitcoin. I actually found my Bitcoin recently. I had lost it. It was in Dropbox, which is a really secure place to put Bitcoin, it turns out. Yeah. It's worth like $1. So, hi, I'm Scott. I have a podcast that you should listen to. It's really, really good. And I say that after 500 episodes. The first 500 kind of sucked, but the last 100 have been just really rocking. And you should check it out. It's kind of like fresh air. And if you live or any kind of Portland person, it's like fresh air. It's kind of an NPR kind of a thing. But you should check it out. I'm very proud of that show. It's very good. All right. So I'm on a Surface Book, and I made it a peak Portland Surface Book with the help from my friends at Toasted. It's actually covered in laser-cut bamboo, which is the most Portland thing possible. I wore my lumberjack shirt as well. And the great thing about having a Surface Book covered in wood is that when your Surface Book overheats, it smells like burning wood, which is great. I run Windows 10, except Adam Dimitriuk is here from Canada, so I'm in Tmux and running Ubuntu, so this is my nod to open source. And then just to prove that I can actually do it, I'll just go and like run htop on a pane and then go like this, just so Adam will leave me alone. And then I will go ahead and kill that pane. And then I'll maybe run VI, and then I'll shut down the computer because I don't know how to get out of here. So I'm on Ubuntu, and I'm going to say .NET -- version, and you can see that I've got a new version of .NET. I've got the super fancy daily build, which is super scary. But you can go and look at the versions of .NET that you have installed right there, and you see that I have a stable and safe, comfortable, brand new version of .NET Core, and then I have the scary daily build on the side there. And if I go off into my desktop here and go to, say, a .NET Core folder, and I type .NET version, you can see that I've got .NET 2, and if I type .NET new console right here, we'll go and we'll do that. Blah, 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 Linux, Linux, Linux. Running restore, internet, internet. Run top just because you can. Get out of there, still waiting. And that generated an application. Oops, right there. And if I look inside of that .NET Core, you can see that it made a .NET Core 2 app. So .NET new and all of the .NET newness is .NET version 2, because that is the latest one that I've got. But if I go up into this other folder called .NET Core 1, and I type .NET -- version, it's still .NET 2. So I made a thing on my desktop called global.j, and I'm going to go and copy global.j down into .NET Core 1, and I'm going to name it global.json. And then I could run VI or Emacs, and I could also wonder where that file went. It's because of this thing. I know that Adam's laughing his ass off right now. So in order to shut him up, I'm going to run Pico, where all true Linux people run, because Pico. And then you get free syntax highlighting, which is awesome. Yeah, well, Pico actually is nano. But long story. So I've got global.json, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and just confirm the versions that I've got here. I've got 1.01, and then in my global.json I said 1.01. So now when I say .NET Newt, I've aliased that to new, so it'll still work. I'm going to type .NET new console, and then look inside my .NET Core application. It says .NET 1.1. What that means is that the .NET multiplexer, the .NET driver, when I'm in that folder, is 1.0. But when I'm in this folder, it's 2.0, which is ever so shiny and friendly, which means that you don't have to be afraid too much of .NET Core. You can have as many of them on your machine as you want, as long as you are aware of this glorious trick and that you keep a file on your desktop called glob or whatever I decided to call it. One thing to be aware of, though, you can get in trouble if you put that file somewhere. The reason I called it global.j, if it was actually called global.json and lived in my user profile or on my desktop, everything underneath it would be pinned to that particular version. So I've seen people do that. You ever have that situation where you're in like tilde and then you decide to git init, and then you like go about your business for like days not realizing that you've been deep in the bowels of some multiply nested git init? Same thing can happen for global.json. So ever so shiny, wonderful thing. Thank you for letting me share that with you. Bye.